This guide, I will teach you how to Oonga Boonga like the rest of us. Enjoy! Let's start off by talking about Kid Buu's buttons. His 5L and his 2L are pretty standard, right? He doesn't have a 4LL, so you can't stagger with that. You can do 4L when you clash though, that is the exception. It's 6 frames, his 2L 7 frames, about the same across the board for most of the cast. His M's are a little wonky. Not only are they wonky, but they're very high commitment, so you have to be careful on how you throw these out. So say if you whiff a 5M, that's 51 frames that you have to just hope you make contact with something, or you have to vanish to make it safe. And then his 3M and his 2M are both negative 42 on whiff, and his 1M is negative 35. So if you're gonna throw out Kid Buu's medium buttons, you have to make damn sure that you're gonna make contact with something, because they're very high commitment. You don't want to get punished for throwing out a bad medium. Although they may be wonky, once you get the hang of Kid Buu's mediums, they're very strong in the neutral. And for those of you that don't know, Kid Buu has 3 different versions of his down medium. He has 3M, which almost goes full screen, 2M, which goes slightly past mid screen, and 1M, which goes closer towards Kid Buu on the mid screen. Do note that at a certain distance it will start tracking, so if you do 1M when they're in your face, it'll track to where they are in your face. If you do 2M, it kind of tracks, but it goes behind them, so there's a chance that you could miss some characters. And then 3M just goes completely off screen away from them if you're too close, so keep that in mind. You always want to do 1M as it's faster than the other option. Kid Buu's 5M also goes pretty far, but I don't recommend using it in the neutral too often, as you're almost negative for a whole second. So just keep that in mind. If you whiff a 5M, you're in a commitment for a very long time, as opposed to 1M is only negative 35 and 2M negative 42. Those frames make a huge difference, and it's just easy for them to punish you with the super dash. Going into Kid Buu's heavies, his 5H is similar to a lot of the cast. There's nothing too special about it. It's pretty standard. 2H is awful. It has almost no range compared to a lot of the other 2Hs in this game. Look at that. Now, the good thing about his 2H is that it catches both in front and behind Kid Buu, so if they vanish on you and you can 2H too early, it's fine. It's still gonna hit them even though they're behind Kid Buu. That's the best thing about his 2H. It's a blessing and a curse. Kid Buu's air buttons aren't that strong. His JL doesn't go too far. His JM, it may go far, but it's a very huge commitment, as if you whiff, you're negative 54. Unless you vanish, and his J heavy is pretty standard. There's not too much to talk about here when it comes to his air normals. Kid Buu has 2 key blasts, 2S and 5S. One goes perfectly horizontal and the other one is aerial and slightly curves as it travels. The nice thing about this is that if you're trying to zone somebody with key blasts as such, if they react in super dash, you can react in level 3 if you have the bar and you're in the air. So you could definitely use this as a baiting tool. The reason this works is because you can cancel Key Blast into a special or a super. It doesn't matter if it's blocked or super dashed. Obviously on hit it works. It almost slipped my mind to mention that Kid Buu does also have an air Key Blast. It's pretty good for cross-ups, so make sure you throw it out. It's a really good left-right cross-up, but do be careful as your opponent can super dash or reflect after it. A lot of the time though, your opponent's not going to react. People get hit by this a lot. A lot of high-level players still get hit by it, so it's pretty good. Just keep in mind though, if they're mashing super dash, you can get clipped. They can reflect your next move. If they do block it and they're aware, just remember your opponent's options. The best way to use Kid Buu's supers are as follows. His air super can give you a sliding knockdown if your character can get in fast enough and recover. So you get better Oki, right, if you DHC that way. Now Human Extinction, if you find yourself going into it mid-screen, you can get extra damage from the falling beams, like this. So you do the regular super right, it hits them, and then you DHC, and if you notice, I got an extra hit at the end, right? If you time it correctly with whoever you're going into, you can squeeze out just a little bit more damage if you find yourself going into Human Extinction mid-screen. Depending on what super you're going into will change the timing of it. So experiment with that in the lab. Kid Buu's level 3 is spectacular for the sole reason that it freezes health regeneration during sparking. As you can see, GT Goku has all blue life. I'm gonna make him spark. I'm level 3 after he sparks, and you're gonna notice that he's just gonna stop regenerating health. It is one of the properties that his level 3 has. It is very strong to do. If you see that, oh, the opponent's almost dead, he's in sparking, it doesn't matter because Kid Buu will freeze the timer. Please, please, please do this to your opponent. If they're in sparking, make sure that character's dead. Don't give them a chance. Don't forget that you can also do his level 3 in the air, so you don't have to kill time by doing a sliding knockdown or getting them back to the ground. Just do it immediately when you see the opportunity. All versions of Kid Buu's command grab have head and vulnerability, so definitely throw it out if you see them jumping. You don't have to worry about them coming down with a button, just don't be too late on it. However, you do have to worry about Ki Blasts and beams as they negate head properties. You don't want to use Candy Beam too often, unless maybe, you know, you're trying to use it to punish something, or you're ending a string with it to build distance between you and your opponent, kind of like this. So, stay away from it for the most part. It's not good. Yeah, you can get reflected if you try to vanish out of it. It's slow. Oh, there's only a hitbox on the tip of it. Fucking awful. Never do Candy Beam. Now let's move on to the best damn special Kid Buu has. Mystic Ball. All these versions are incredible. L puts him straight down to the ground, and he makes him bounce, right? So if you call an assist, you get a high-low mix-up. You can mix it up with L too and just go straight low. There's a lot of people who will not react to the high. They'll just high blocking instinctively because of the previous patches that L ball made you airborne, and of course the lovely H ball that causes a bounce that you can combo off of into a sliding knockdown. This is incredible to use after a super dash, as if they block it, that's fine, you call an assist, you get a mix. You could hit S if they try to 2H you, you hit them out of it, right? You could just double jump away if you still have your air dash or your double jump. And on hit, you don't have to worry about confirming for anything. You have all the time in the world to confirm this. Look at this. You get the 2 hits into the smash, into the sliding knockdown. Now I do want to note that if you get like a weird super dash hit where you kind of hit them far out, you have to slightly delay H ball for it to combo. And if you're too far out, then you'll just whiff completely, so you kind of have to react to where your super dash hits. But yeah, if you feel like just throwing it out, just do it. If it's in the air, you don't have to worry about getting 2H'd. You don't have to worry about them throwing out a button that can beat you. Maybe Piccolo can beat you with JL, but the way the priority system works, you should beat him because it's a heavy, as long as you start up before him or you interact during the same hit frames. Basically what I'm trying to say is just turn off your brain and do it in the neutral, especially after super dash. Your reward will be worth more, because if they block it, you get a mix. If you hit them, you get a sliding knockdown into hold whatever I want you to hold on wake up, or into super whatever. Just turn your brain off. Do it. It's Kid Buu we're talking about. Trust me. I know what I'm talking about. Just do it. Have faith. Let the H ball rock. Kid Buu's 214S move is his assist, which him throwing it out by himself is not that strong. A lot of high level players will react to it and reflect it. I mean, you're still not in a bad spot. I think it's about even, maybe a little bit plus because they're still recovering from reflect. However, combined with your own assist, you can get some grimy mix-ups off of it. So work it out with your team, talk to the boys or the girls, and see if their assist works to help you basically set up some stupid left, right, high, lows. Experiment with it and see what you come up with. Just to give you an example, it'll look something like this. And then you can just left, right, stay same side, then go into an empty IED low. It's just an example. Go test it out with your squad. Now, Kid Buu's last special is Air Kamehameha. This is the only move that Kid Buu now has that gels you. So if you have your opponent block the beam, you can vanish, and obviously you have frame advantage. You do have to note that One, you have to do it in the air, right? It's only air, okay? You can't do it on the ground. Because on the ground, if you get candy beam, this is what happens, right? So I'm gonna have him jump, and you're gonna see how awful the hitbox is on candy beam. He's standing in it, there's only a hitbox on the point of candy beam. This is why you never do candy beam, because it's only on the point. But if you do his Kamehameha, the whole thing has a hurt box, right? So they just can fall into it. You can tiger knee it. I'm not gonna sit here and explain what a tiger knee is. There's a bunch of videos on YouTube. Go look those up. But the fastest way to get it to come out is if you tiger knee a Kamehameha. So you should practice that if you plan to pick up Kid Buu or if you're already playing Kid Buu. So yeah, do Kamehameha. Don't do candy beam. Unless it's those situations I explained earlier where you're safe to do it, but just in the raw neutral, yeah, don't do candy beam. That shit is awful. Kid Buu is lucky in his game plan in the sense that he's a hybrid character, right? He can zone with his Ki Blast, you know, he has an air beam, right? Horizontal air beam is always good. Being able to cancel these on Super Dash is great, right? But he can also rush down extremely well. His zoning is okay. It's better than a lot of other characters, especially because he can throw these two out, right? It's easier to confirm. He has air beam. He has this angled Ki Blast from the air, which is really good. But once he's in your face, he can open you up like a cold one with the boys, right? He can do M-ball into either a high or a low, or he can fake the high and then go low, or he can just choose a Dragon Rush. He can do L-ball and just straight go low. He can IED cross up and then just do a lot of grind stuff that I'll cover in the advanced video. But he's definitely a hybrid character where he has both luxuries, right? Some zoning, it's better than most of the other characters, but he can rush that ass down like nobody's business. In a peanut brain nutshell, Kid Buu is best of both worlds, right? If you're looking for a character that can do it all, or almost do it all, Kid Buu's for you, right? He has great mix-ups on point. He helps your team get incredible mix-ups with his assists. He can run away. You name it, Kid Buu can probably do it. The only thing he doesn't have is a DP. But he's basically got everything else. That's why he's such a strong character. He can beat Reflect with his air normals. If you just want to make your team 10 times better, pick this man. Look at him. Look at that smug ass look on his face. He knows he's good. You do too. So if you like him, pick him. If you don't like him, if you want me to come back, pick him. Alright. I think I covered most of the beginner things for this character. I'll see you guys in the advanced one. I really appreciate you guys for watching. I'm glad you like these. I didn't know if they're going to be good or not, but I'm going to keep making them. Alright. I'll see you in the advanced video.